Senator, thank you so much for being here with me tonight. Let me start by asking you, given all of your own legal expertise, what do you make of this lawsuit on the merits?
Well, let's start with the fact that Trump's Truth Social is really crashing. It's lost more than a third of its visitors. And so I think he feels pretty desperate to try to generate more revenue for this business where he's the majority owner. And what he's doing is he is taking public government information and for a fee to himself, to his company, allowing special interests to front run the official government information by paying him a fee of as much as $1 million a year. So it's obviously corrupt. This is government information. He doesn't get to gate it himself to extract money. And then you've got the special interest nefariousness of who's buying this stuff to be able to make flash trade type moves. A lot of Wall Street firms in buying for obvious reasons. So I think the lawsuit has a very good shot.
When I saw the reporting on this, and I feel like we talked about this, I felt like this cannot possibly be true. It feels like very in-your-face public insider trading or something like that. I mean, does it feel that way to you? How do you describe it to people?
Well, I think you could probably describe it the best as a former press secretary. Imagine if you had important breaking news, you were in the White House briefing room, and you said, I've got important breaking news, and anybody who wants it needs to pay me $100,000. And the rest of you have to leave the room, and I'm not going to tell you what it is for 10 minutes. These guys will all get it first, but you got to pay me, Jen Psaki, money in order to get the news first. You know, it's, as you, I can see from your face how ridiculous that is.
Well, I'd be a lot richer, but I'd probably also be in jail at the same time for that kind of behavior. But that is a very good way of describing it for people who are tuning into this story. Let me ask you, while I have you, about another story that I'm sure is on your radar, because today the Washington Post broke this story. The Justice Department has convened a special grand jury in Washington, a rare legal body that officials say could pave the way for federal prosecutors in the nation's capital to investigate some of its biggest and most controversial cases. It feels a bit like it's shrouded in mystery, and maybe it is, but what do you think is going on here?
Well, they're clearly up to something. My understanding, under the D.C. court rules, a special grand jury is exempt from the usual time constraints of a regular grand jury. When you sign up for a grand jury, you serve for a period of time, they present the cases, and when you're done, you're done. A special grand jury can stay in session for years. And it's rarely used, but it's used for really major investigations that look like they may have a very, very long period that they have to be maintained. The fact that this is Jeanine Pirro's office, while she's hanging onto her job by a thread for having outed the botched reflecting pool job instead of going forward with the prosecution, and the fact that the guy who's running this was behind the attempt to charge my colleagues for having said that members of the armed services have a right to disobey unlawful and unconstitutional orders, a statement of legal fact. You add up the motives of Pirro and the motives of her flunky who is running this, and I don't know what it means yet, but I can safely bet that it means nothing good for the American people.
No, and as to your point, the motivation here is pretty clear since she's holding on to her job with a bit of by a thread here. Let me ask you about another. I mean, Donald Trump had another loss in court today. About mail-in voting, and for people who are just tuning into this, the order, basically, a federal judge expanded a block on a key part of his executive order trying to curtail mail-in voting. And here's how NPR described it. They said the order released by U.S. District Judge Indira Talwani on Tuesday comes as the wait continues for the Supreme Court to weigh in on an earlier ruling. The judge's latest ruling bans the U.S. Postal Service from trying to finish carrying out Trump's directives in every state. So for someone who knows legalese and legal language, and for people out there who are worried about their ability to participate in mail-in voting being curtailed, what does this mean, just 83 days until the midterms?
Well, what happened is that I think 23 states sued against Trump's executive order that purported to put the post office and the postmaster general in a supervisory role over mail ballots, which is not a post office function, and which violates the general proposition that states run elections. The federal government does not. So that was the case that they brought initially, and they won. And then other plaintiffs came in and said, hey, not just the 23 states, everybody should be protected by the court order throwing out Trump's postmaster general election interference trick. And what Judge Talwani did was to agree to expand the order that she'd already issued to cover more defendants, to make it a nationwide order. Her first order is now upheld on appeal at the First Circuit and is at the Supreme Court now, awaiting a decision by the Supreme Court as to whether that's going to be upheld. So we could be hearing more news on this out of the Supreme Court very, very soon. And I can't resist adding that Janine Pirro is not in trouble for abusing her office. She's in trouble for stopping abusing her office.
Yes. This is where we are in 2026. It's really quite unbelievable. Thank you for guiding us through, as an excellent law professor and senator, a lot of the cases out there that we all want to know more about. Thank you again for being here, Senator Whitehouse.
Thank you, Jen.